Hi there, my name is Mike Lousada.
And I'm Louise Mazanti, and we're the authors of Real Sex.
And today we're going to talk about the importance of pleasure versus performance, because this is one of the areas that is most misunderstood in our culture. Most of people are in their heads in sex. They're basing what they're doing in sex on some kind of media or pornography idea that is based entirely on the idea of performance. And if we come into our heads and we're in performance, we're not in our bodies and we're on our own, because our lover is not in our head, our lover is out there opposite us.
And when we're in our head, disconnected from our bodies, we're totally disconnected from our pleasure. Because when we're thinking about how am I doing, how am I looking, how is my lover perceiving me, we're not in our own experience, we're in our head, and we are out of connection with the really felt experience of the moment. We kind of slip out of the moment into a fantasy or projection and not really feeling what's going on. So we lose touch with our pleasure.
And performance becomes our default position when we don't have a really good relationship with our own pleasure. So it's really important to cultivate that relationship with your pleasure.
And the best way you can do that is to really learn to be your own lover first. And being your own lover first means to know the pleasures of your body, to know what do I like, what feels good in my body, how can I provide that for myself and not expect anyone to give it to me. Pleasure is not, and sex is not something that we have to expect someone to give to us. It's something we need to take ownership of as ours.
We think along the lines of two different axes. The first is coming down a vertical axis. Most people are in their head in sex thinking about performance. You need to drop down into your body. And in our book we've got lots of great exercises for helping you to do just that. The other axis is this horizontal axis, which is more relational. And most people have their attention out there on the other person. They're worried about, am I giving pleasure? Do I look good? Are they enjoying themselves? And when your awareness is out there on the other person, you're disconnected from your own pleasure. So again, in the book, we give you exercises to help you bring your awareness back to yourself and start to feel the pleasure in your own body.
So one of the main reasons why we disconnect from our pleasure is that we've learned that pleasure is not allowed. We've learned that pleasure is something we should feel ashamed about. We learned that touching ourselves, feeling ourselves, touching our lover, and just really connecting with the felt experience and enjoying it is something that we're not allowed. Good girls don't, good boys don't. There's something about pleasure and just this natural expression of our aliveness that we are taught very early on in life to shut down and behave.
Yeah, it's very much this connection with our own spontaneity as children. Were we allowed as children to really express ourselves, to enjoy our bodies, to stomp in the mud, to climb trees, to roll around in the grass? Or was that kind of spontaneity shut down in us? And if it's shut down in us, as it is in so many people, then we learn that our pleasure is self-indulgent and it's not okay. We get taught very often that we're not supposed to be selfish. So when it comes to sex, we carry all of these messages with us and we start putting our attention on the other people and making sure that they're having a good time. But we lose connection with ourselves, because if we were to take pleasure for ourselves, we'd be selfish, and that would be wrong.
And there's also a big fear that if I really was in my pleasure, if I really enjoyed myself, I would be too much. I would be judged. Because if I really discovered how much pleasure I'm able to have and to experience, that would be too much. That would be bad. So we shut it down, we keep ourselves small, make sure our partner is having a good experience, or at least that we think they are, and that's where our attention goes. And that's where we lose touch with the experience, and that's why we stop enjoying sex.
In our book, we're very much focused on helping you to come down into your body, to bring your attention back to yourself, to help you give yourself permission to explore pleasure in your own body. So if you want to increase your pleasure in your sexual experiences and you want to come more into your body, check out our book, Real Sex.